Hi and welcome back to Rad Riders. My name's Mick and today I want to put a couple of question feelers out to some of you out there that's probably done this before. I'm looking at converting a van. So I'm looking at buying a medium-sized van and converting it as a part camper and a part motorcycle transporter. There's a lot of places that I want to visit, and especially on the CRF, if I want to get up into Scotland and Cumbria, it's 2 hours on the bike on 90/10 tyres with stiff suspension, carrying all my camping gear. By the time I get there and I've done 70 miles an hour on the motorway, yes, it's doable, but I don't want to do an 8-hour ride, and a lot of the guys are just doing 8-hour rides. More and more people now are buying these vans and just transporting, driving them up there in the comfort, getting out on the trails, doing 8 hours on the trails and then putting them back in the van and driving back. I've been doing it the other way around, where I've been doing the 2-hour ride either into South Wales or up into Cumbria and northeast, and then doing 8-hour ride and riding back, and it's really telling on me. Especially if it's raining and especially if it's cold. I do this type of riding all year round, so now I'm looking for a little bit of comfort, so maybe I can transport the bike in the van and also use it as a semi-camper as well. So I've seen lots of people do this, and I did do one many years ago on a Ford Transit Connect. So I did that into a micro camper and space for my motorcycle. I drove it to France and I left it there. And I left it there for about 4 years, and I never went back to pick it up because the insurance ran out, the MOT ran out and the tax ran out. I've recently just sold that van to somebody in France, but it was a little bit small for what I needed. My son comes out, Mikey, and he rides with me as well. And we're just looking for that little bit of room. So I'm looking for something of a medium size, maybe a Transit Vivaro, something like that. I have got a budget to work to, but I want something that's going to be reliable, that is going to be big enough, but more importantly, to do the job I want it to do. As a lot of you know, I've got a place in the southwest of France. To ride there on your motorcycle is a beautiful experience, but if you're going doing the trails out there and you want to do the Spanish trails, which is about 4 hours from my house, I'm going to take the van, I'm going to camp in it, I'm going to do the TET and then drive back home. If I've got a van that'll take 2 bikes, I can take a mate, I can take my son with me, but it's just going to be a more comfortable way of doing it. I've always done it the way with the tent on the back and headed off and just camped out either while camping or just camped out at campsites along the way. What a lot of people do is they over-plan a trip. So they'll plan where they're going to stay that night. And you can't always do that because you're not always dependent on the weather, you're not always dependent on the roads, the congestion. So what I found is just go for the ride and go as far as you can. And when you start getting fatigued, you basically just pop up the Google, have a look for the local campsites. If it's 8 o'clock when you get there, pitch your tent. Get up early in the morning and go to the office and say, I pitched my tent last night, you was closed, and there's the money for camping for the night. They'll love you for it. They've gained something out of hours that they wouldn't have normally done, and you've been able to get your head down for the night. Sometimes if you overplan, you get to places where you think, I could have done another 2 hours, I could have been further up. And then sometimes you might not even get to that point and you say, I can't go any further. You could have a bike breakdown, a puncture, whatever it may be. So be more flexible. There's lots of campsites, there's lots of friendly people. I've actually knocked on somebody's door at midnight who had a light on and asked could I pitch my tent in the back garden because I've done 12 hours, I can't go any further, it's pitch black. I had a wheel bearing problem. As long as you're polite, you're very courteous, you're quiet, you clean up after yourself, and obviously you give them some reward for their hospitality. There's always somewhere to stay, there's always somewhere to park up, there's always somewhere to pitch your tent if you look for it. Same as with the van, I'm just going to go as far as I want to go, and then if I need to pitch up by the roadside and stealth camp, that's what I'll do. If I can find the luxury of a campsite, I can drive in there, plug in, charge up my batteries, have a quick shower, get a good night's sleep, and then get off in the morning. So, I'm looking for help and tips on vans. What to buy? I've probably got a budget of about £5,000–6,000 for a van. I would prefer it if it's Euro 6 compliant, so it needs to probably be 17 plate or a late 67. I'm not bothered if it's got plus VAT on that because I can claim the VAT back through my company, but my requirements are medium size. I don't care if it's a short or long wheelbase, that medium, high or low roof, must be under 120,000 miles. Aircon is a big luxury because when you're in the south of France, it's hitting 40 degrees. So I'd rather have that facility if I can. So that's probably high on my agenda. The rest of it, I can adapt around it. So if you've got any tips, if you've got any advice, if you've got any suggestions, that's my criteria. Pop your comments down below. I really appreciate your help on this one. We'll go out and find the van and we'll do a step-by-step build on this. Motorcycle, stroke racing, stroke camping, stroke transport. If you're interested in coming along for the journey, please just hit that subscribe button. It's completely free. Thank you very much for watching. My name's Mick. You've been watching Rad Riders and I will catch you on the next one. Bye for now.